guys. Now, I said I wasn't actually going to video this. Ouch. I said I wasn't actually going to video this bit, but I will, because I've had a lot of interest on my sewing machine video from when I did my unboxing video. Yeah, it's been a very popular video, was that actually, and a lot of people has been asking how the machine's going. Am I still loving it? Sorry, just sorting the blinds because the window's open, the blinds are moving. Yep, how's it going? Am I still using it? Am I still enjoying it? Guys, I love it. I don't use it as often as I should because I'm not a sewer. Oops, sorry, I've just realised I had part of the thread going around the round thing because I've just wound the bobbin. Yeah, so I had it coming around this part instead of that part. Actually, it just sewed perfect anyway, but you put it on that bit to go around there to thread the bobbin down here, and then you put it under there, and I'd forgot. But it's just been sewing perfectly without it anyway, because I always, when I change thread or do anything new with the machine, I always test on a scrap piece of paper before I do the actual thing. But yeah, so I'm just here to show you guys the machine back in action, really. Because I don't know how well you're seeing this because of the lighting going on at the moment. Let's see if I can not... Oh, that's too dark now. Happy days. Yeah, the joys of being back in front of a window. Anywho, yeah, so you're not going to see the machine itself soon anyway. I just thought I would show you guys that the machine's still here. I still have it. She's still working like a dream. I currently have my bobbin not up here, as you can see, because I'm using a massive one that my mum gave me. So that's just over here, set off to the side on one of these extended bobbin things that I got from one of our local haberdasheries at Oswald Mills near us. Yeah, and it's just, I got these extras on here. You just sit your bigger bobbins on there and you lift it up over there, but then you still thread your thread. Sorry guys, I know it's a bit skew-iffy is this and a bit weird. Okay, now why can I not get you back in the same angle? Oh dear, honestly. Yeah, you still kind of have your thread going the same way as it would as if it was on here. So it's coming from over there, but it's still going in this direction and threaded the same way as the machine, same way on the machine as if it was on here. Like the thread isn't over this side coming around or anything like that. But yeah, so awkward because my camera arm won't go any further, but this is quite a cool thing. Now I'm using the camera arm rather than just a clip on the desk clippy holder thing, because I can move it around to show you different things. Now at the moment it is set onto zigzag stitch because, as I said, I've just rethreaded the bottom bobbin and threaded the top, so I always do a test print. No I don't. I always do a test stitch just to make sure everything's okay, the tension's okay, the bottom one's feeding through okay, blah blah blah. Yeah, but I am actually going to just flick it back now to a standard straight stitch, and this is the sewing machine settings. So it is on 2.5 length and 3.5 width. I think that's the right one. It tells you here anyway. Yeah, length and width. Put it down. Yeah, so that's your width. So that's how wide your stitches are. And that's your length. So that's how far apart they are lengthwise. Like I said, I'm just going to put it on a normal straight stitch. I am using it currently. Oh, sorry. It is currently just on the mains. It runs on the mains anyway, this one doesn't run on batteries. But I haven't got the presser foot in, like the actual foot pedal in. I am using it on automatic. Now this is where the lighting might get dodgy, and it is on the lowest setting. I will increase and decrease that as I go. but for the moment when I start off it is always on the lowest. I have it on number 4 tension, which to be completely honest means absolutely zip to me, guys. I have no idea what tension is on this machine, what's a good tension for what or anything. I've no idea. That's what the machine was set at when it came, that's what I've left it at. I don't faff with it. If I really want to know, I would go and look it up on YouTube for different things, but I'm happy enough with it on that one. As I said, I have used it for previous different things, and I've just done a little test saw, and it's fine. It looks perfectly fine to me, and I'm sewing on paper, so this is just a normal printer paper folded in half. I always fold paper in half when I'm doing a test saw, just to give it a bit of thickness. So just as an example, this is just a normal piece of printer paper. I just fold it in half. Let's get rid of those a minute. I just stick it underneath in the middle, press the button to, I don't think I can get you down there. Well, I can, but then I can't tilt to show you. So let's just tilt the machine a little bit to show you. Yep, there is, oh gosh, lighting. There we go. There is a button there that says reverse needle position, reverse or needle position. If you push it once, it moves the needle up and down. If you hold it, then it back stitches, and that is the start stop button. There you go. And then that is the start stop button, so you just push it once to start, push it once to stop. But like I said, if you want to back stitch, then you use this button, but you press and hold the button in until it's gone back, and then you let go. But if you just push it once, it just lifts your needle up and down. It doesn't move it, it just lifts it up and down. That's all it does. So before I start sewing, I always touch it so the needle's in. Then I will use the start stop button. As I said, it's on the lowest speed, and we're on a straight stitch. And then I just let it sew, and then I will hold that button and do a back stitch, let it sew a bit more, stop it. Sometimes, I think majority of the time automatically the needle stays in, but just lift it up, lift the foot up, pull it out. There is a thread cutter on the side here, which I'm not sure if I can swing you over far enough to see. Oh yeah, just there. There's a thread cutter there. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I use scissors. But there we go. That was my test saw, and there you can see where it back stitched. That's the reverse side, but yeah, that's where it did its little back stitch. And then I always put it back under, just slightly to the side of where I've just straight stitched, and then I use this button to put it on number 3. Is it number 3? Yep, number 3, which is just normal zigzag stitch. Again, I leave those buttons alone, I don't alter any of that. And then I do the same thing. This is just a test, so this is just when I'm test sewing. So again, push the needle in, and then start. Hold that button to do a back stitch, and then let go, let it go a bit further, and then stop. Again, it stopped with the needle in, so push the button to lift it up, take it out, and then check. And there we go, perfect zigzag stitch. And you can see there where it back stitched, which is perfect. But yeah, that looks fine to me. So now I am happy with that. So what I would do now is I would grab my work and I would sew. And then once I've used the the thread cutter, I'll just show you. So when, like, imagine my work's on the end of here and I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to use the thread cutter under here before I use that to pull it, I grab here, this little piece of thread here, I grab and hold on to this, the two pieces, and then I just pull them out a little bit so there's more out, because I have a bad habit when I've just recently taught myself to do that. I've kind of, it's ingrained now to do that. Sometimes I forget. But if I pull my work out and thread it off, like cut it off, sometimes this bottom thread ends up shorter than the top thread. So when you put your work in and sew again, you lose your bottom thread. And it's so annoying. But yeah, so now this is going to be interesting because I don't know whether you're going to get in my way or whether you're actually going to be able to see what I'm doing, because I can't tilt this any further. That's as far that way as I can get you. But I'm going to flip back to straight stitch, and I'm going to, oh yes, you can see, just, I'm going to pop this under here. Now what I do is when I'm lining up, because I'm going to sew around where it says voyage, when I'm doing this, I don't use the button, I use the wheel when I want to line up. And what I do is I get the needle where it's not in but it's almost touching, and I know you can't see, and I'm sorry. Oh, you can, I know, even if I zoom in you're not going to be able to see it. But I get it to where the needle is almost touching. It's not in, but it's almost touching where I want it to be. And then I know that it is where I want it to be, and it is. So then I just put it in myself and then start stitching. Stop. It stops with the needle up when you do it yourself. Well, sometimes anyway. So then put it back in and turn. And the needle's back in anyway, and then this is my problem. I can't can't sew in a straight line, even on automatic. That's all over the place already. Back in, I'm not bothered. Just adds to the quirkiness. And then back round, and again, like I said, we're on the very lowest speed because that's what I'm happy with. Actually, that could go over one more. If I find it can go over one more, I usually just turn the wheel myself with my hand. Oh, maybe not. Never mind. Whoopsie daisy. No, I weren't supposed to do that. Let's backstitch. There, you actually have to have it going to be able to backstitch it. I just did that wrong, but never mind. Seriously. Oh well, never mind. Just adds to the quirkiness of it. And yeah, see, everything goes wrong on camera. This is why I didn't want to stitch on camera. Just backstitch. Okay. Yeah, see, I ended up going up there, but never mind. I'll come down there and make it look intentional. Okay. Now I'm going to just, like I said, put that under there and put, see, that snapped on its own then before I got a chance to hold it, and this one is shorter than this one, so I just pull it out a little bit more. Otherwise sometimes your needle comes unthreaded and it is so annoying. And then cut the extra threads off. That's optional. Most times I leave them on, but not when they're on them, not when they're in the, sorry, I forgot you zoomed out. Most times I leave the threads on, but not when they're in the middle bit. I do that on the ends. Oh gosh, I have no idea what lighting's like now. Okay, and because I went up there by mistake, I'm going to line this back up, or try to, with the stitching. Can't see it. There it is. And then I'm going to set it going again, but then I'm going to backstitch right down the other side, like that, just so that it matches up with that bit where I went off, so it looks intentional now. Okay. There. You see? Hopefully. Yeah, so now that line looks intentional. even though it wasn't. Things can be fixed, don't panic. Which is what I used to do. Whenever I did anything wrong on the sewing machine, I go, oh no, I used to cry. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've ruined it. It's never, doom and gloom, I don't know what to do. Now I just roll with it, it's fine. But right, so we've gone around there. So, now, I'm just going to zigzag around the edge. And I know it's wonky, but I'm just going to do it straight. So I'm going to come back over here and go up to number 3, which here is zigzag, just a normal zigzag. Again, I'm leaving the other settings alone, so width and all that stuff is the same. And I'm going to, I know it's zigzag, like the whole thing is, not straight, but I'm going to try and go in a straight line across. Okay. Actually, I probably could have made this zigzag stitch a little bit smaller for this, but never mind. Okay, now with the needle in, it stopped on that side. I'm going to turn the wheel myself by hand and make sure the needle is on the left. And then I'm going to lift my foot and turn. Awesome little trick, picked up and learned by Gail Agostinelli. There's many people done it since and what have you, but I learnt this trick from Gail and I'll show you why. Always make sure we're zigzagging stitch. If you're going around a corner, always make sure your needle's in on the left, not the right, when you turn, and I'll show you why in a minute when we're done. And then again, we're just going to go down the edge and stop. See, it's already in the left there, so that's great. I will just turn it around and off we go down that side. I love zigzag stitch. Okay, it stopped on the right, so I'm going to manually turn it left. And then I'm going to turn and come back up to the top and then back stitch when I get to here. So right about now I'm going to back stitch just a couple and then stop, put the needle up and take it out. I hit the back stitch button when I'm coming back up to join here. I mean, I'm no professional at this, but God, lighting. But yeah, when the needle starts hitting this bit here, I then back stitch. Yeah. Now the reason I was saying about having your that shouldn't be in there. That's just, I'm not cutting the thread, don't worry, I'm just gonna, it will come out. I can't get it out with that, I need my beads, my awl. I'll do that now. I know, sorry, I got distracted, but if I don't do it now, I'll forget. I'm just gonna pull that back through, because it's the little bit of thread that was hanging before has just got caught under those zigzag stitches. Which doesn't really matter, but I'd rather it wasn't there, so I'm just going to, oh, you can't see, sorry, gosh, I'm just going to gently pull it out, there we go, and I will cut it, actually, like this little thread had got stuck underneath the other zigzag stitches, so, and it will forgive me, there we go, right. Now the reason I said to make sure your needle is in the left when you get to the end and turn when using zigzag stitch is because of this. Look at the corner there, there and there. You just get a nice neater edge. You can see it better on the back. Like this is tatty because that's where we back stitched. But there you get a nice corner there, you get a nice corner there and you get a nice corner there. That's what happens when you have your needle in the left. When you come to turn a corner on a zigzag, rather than just keeping your needle to the right and turning. If you kept your needle to the right and turned, when you come down, sorry, if you keep needle to the right when you turn, yeah, when you come to go down here, it would stitch over that stitch again. You wouldn't get that nice neat corner there. You'd have come to the end there and then it'd stitch across itself there. So it's just a bit neater, and I love how that turned out. I really, really love how that turned out. I am so sorry about the lighting. Okay, so that's that one. Let's do another one. So back to number 0 on here, because I want straight stitch. Again, I'm going to leave it be. I'm not touching anything. I'm not altering anything to do with it. And I'm going to go around the middle piece. So again, I'm just going to stick it in and line the needle up myself with it. Pop it in and then let it sew. Again, still on the very lowest speed. This is just me though, because I'm not very good at controlling sewing machines with the foot pedal. Like with the one that you use with your own foot, not this one. It's confusing because the one you use with your foot is the foot pedal and this is the presser foot. So yeah, so okay, in, turn, and down we go again. And very unintentionally, I've just noticed I'm stitching between the 2 lines on the border of this embellishment, which is cool. Oh, cool, that stopped in the, it didn't stop in the right place. It needs to come over one more. So one more, turn, and down we go. I really struggle with sewing, knowing where to stop, where I am when the needle stops. Spatial awareness. I really struggle. Okay. Oh, stop there and I need to back stitch. So, and there we go. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so hold them 2 threads, rip that off. I'm just cutting these off. Just so they don't get in the way when I'm sewing again. And look at that. As I said, very unintentionally, I managed to line it up with the inside of the border box, which is cool. And then again, I'm going to swap to zigzag stitch. This one's a little bit more straightforward because it is a bit random there, but it's fairly straight. So back up here and back up to number 3. Oh, nope, number 3. Or let's have a look. Actually, let's do something different on this one. So I have all of these to choose from. Let's do, now we have a floral design. So let's do, I think, where did I see it? I think we'll go for number 31, which looks a bit like a fly stitch if you're used to hand stitching, slow stitching. There are a few floral ones here, but it's remembering which way to sew to get it to look straight. So let's go for number 31. So nope. And just flip through them all until we get to 31. I'm not touching that at all. And then back over here. And I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to shut the window. Okay, I'm back. I've just shut the window because the two main high schools across the road from us are just coming out now for end of school, and it's going to get noisy and rowdy. So I'm just going to come to like the end or edge of the decorative paper. Actually, let's start this side because it's a nice straight edge. And then again, I'm going to put my needle in the edge and then let it sew. Still on the lowest setting. I always work on the lowest setting when I am stitching by automatic. Mind you, I work on the lowest setting anyway. And then turn to go down the other side. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. Now it's going to kind of just be on a plain piece of the paper now, which is fine. Turn and go that way. Oh, I really like this one. Sorry if you guys are finding this a bit boring, those of you who can sew are probably like, come on mum and speed up. But this is how I sew comfortably. And those of you who have been asking about the machine, as I said, I am no expert, so do not take my word for gospel. Just play with your machines and find your own way of doing things. Come too far over, but never mind. I wanted it on the edge of here and I've come further over this way. Never mind. Okay, so I'll just come back down here a little bit then, and then just back stitch, just so they meet up. But yeah, oh, I really like that one. That turned out really pretty. So you can see it better on the back. I keep trying to show you on the front and it's not liking the different colours, but it shows you perfectly on the back. Oh, I really like that one. That's really pretty. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that I got offline, went a bit off there. I wanted it on the edge there like there, but I'm happy enough with that. And I think I will just run a zigzag stitch around the very edge. Actually, will I? No, I won't, because it'll interfere with this side because I come too far over. But that was my original plan. No, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. This is where I start overthinking things now and then end up ruining stuff. But yeah, so I am going to go off now and do these without speaking. I will probably film it and speed it up. And then I'll come back at the end just to give you a quick look at the finished pieces, because this is my still part of my design team project for Kerr over at Happiness in Crafting for April. Yeah, so like I said, guys, I will finish these three. I'll finish these three off now. I'll stop talking, speed it up a bit and have some music, and then I will come back in, well, however long it takes. Not long. So yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. Okay guys, so we are finished, and that was really good fun. really good fun. Yeah, I messed up in a few places, but I'm fine with that. I love this one even more now. Just look at that. I love the back of it as well. I mean, just the back of it should be an embellishment. But yeah, I was actually going to do this whilst I was going around it. I was going to straight stitch, then swap to zigzag, then do a bit of straight stitch and zigzag, and I forgot. So I went round it with the straight stitch and then went back over it with zigzag. Also, it hid the fact that I went under the embellishment there, which actually kind of looks a bit like a drop shadow. But yeah, but I love this one even more now. So cool. I love this one too. I love how they're just so kind of plain and simple, but very effective. This one I got brave. It said adventure, so I got adventurous. And I actually used the machine to, well, I turned it whilst it was in the machine. I'm not very good at going around corners and stuff, but I think I managed okay. Yeah, I went round them as best I could. I'm happy with that one. I love how plain and simple this one is. And we rectified the wrong bit by adding a bit more, but I still love how simple and effective that one is. And this one with the decorative border stitch, even though I did go off the side. But I'm happy. I'm still happy with that. But yeah, so they're all quite simple, but very, very effective. I love them. I love this one so much. That's definitely my favourite. But yeah, so there we go, guys. Aren't they pretty? And that now, wow, concludes my April design team project for Kerr at Happiness in Crafting. Yeah, and I thank you all so very much for coming along with me for the journey. And yeah, and please guys, go check out everything in the description box. And thank you so much, G, again, for letting me be on your design team. And yeah, oh gosh, awesome. And I already have my May design team kit. G sent me, well, G and Andy sent me a kit of their choice for May's design team project, and it is gorgeous. Well, actually, did I get to choose? Oh, no, I didn't choose. They sent me the link to the kit to show me what the kit was like, and then said, you know, like, would you like to use this one? And I'm like, yes, please, it's beautiful. So yes, and I'm not gonna give you any spoilers. You'll have to wait till next month. But yeah, so there we go, guys. I can't believe I've done my project already for this month, and I'm early. Wow, it's only the 14th. For me, that's super early for a design team project. I usually end up getting them finished towards the end of the month. But anyway, yeah, awesome. Love it. I'm going to love you and leave you now, guys. So thank you so much for hanging with me. Thank you for your support. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.